Okay, the next thing that we're going to want to think about, because it's not typically something that we're going to think about, is establishing our file structure, some of our naming conventions, those types of things. So the main goal is the consistency. So I have in my drive folder, we had some templates pointed to one of the system files. And what I'll typically do is with the My Drive, could be Dropbox, although Dropbox was a little weird a couple weeks ago in changing some of their management structure. Um, the Microsoft OneDrive, um, whichever one's your preference. The thing with the Maricopa classes is you have a maricopa.edu email and my Drive account uh, with storage space. So I've created a folder for my 2024 fall MPT. If you don't want to put it in here, put it in to your documents. This is Windows 11, by the way. Windows 10 looks maybe a little bit different. But then under the 2024 file, I have some of my videos and my administrative things. Want to do a new folder, and then this is going to be my um, SolidWorks models. I don't know, I've called it a bunch of different things, so that one's as good as any. All right, so now I have a place to store my assignments, and when I start a new assignment, I might come in here and do A1 or assignment 1. All right, so assignment 1. And then I'm going to put everything in that folder. When we go to make the uploads, then that would be someplace to go look and turn in through Canvas each of those projects, or create a zip file and um, do the upload. All right, so one of the things that we would do is if you haven't downloaded the Access and Sync Your Content, we don't. We want to make this accessible through the internet, being able to go to Google, doing the login, seeing those files. You could download them and re-upload them. But on a computer and a login that you are using consistently, you would want to download this Drive app and basically install it on the desktop, which is what is going to create these folders. And they've made some changes to it as well. So Dropbox hasn't been the only one, but it actually gets assigned a virtual drive or a drive in your system. And I usually have just changed the letter designations in the app to make them further down, so any flash drives or other things that it tries to add go in sequence. All right, so once you've downloaded this to your computer, to the downloads properly, probably you'll install. And what that does is in the system tray, it creates this folder. So there is my new folder for the SolidWorks models, the assign one. And then if I go into to the settings, there again we have some preferences, and safely back up. What files do you want to store on this hard drive, and what files do you just want to be available online? So my assignments, those are pretty important. So rather than going through that side in the app and trying to navigate all the way through that, what I'm usually going to look for is just tunneling down, getting to the system. Now these all have the checkboxes already, so that means I did a right click at this top level. In Windows 11 again, we'll see the show more options. Windows 10, this should be available in that first right click. And offline access, this is available offline. If it's checked for online only and you don't have access to the internet, you might have the last version used, but it might not be the most current. So that's always an issue. If it's online, it's synced, and your computer's on, it's doing that consistently. All right, so our naming convention, if I want to save this part, we'll just navigate over to, okay, so that was the last project I was thinking about. So the My Drive, the folder, my SolidWorks models, assignment 1, and then if there's a project, maybe this is project 1, and and my initials. Okay, something along those lines. We'll define it a little bit further. This is more of just going through the process, and then when I have something to save, I just cancel that. It's going to put it in that folder, and I'll be where I need to save those files. So the organization starts early, and we do it often. As the projects become more complex and we get into assemblies, and then the assemblies have sub-assemblies, and sometimes the sub-assemblies have sub-sub and sub-sub-sub and sub-sub-assemblies, then we want to keep all of those in folders, not kind of dump 500 files all into one folder and try and sort out the mess later. All right, the organization as you're developing and going through is going to be a key to managing this space. All right, so we'll finish up this video and then revisit these functions in the coming videos. But let's talk a little bit now about the mouse controls. So our left click is going to be our window, and there's nothing really to select, so just doing left click, hold down, and drag, not really doing anything. Well, there's not anything to zoom, but if I go up and down with the scroll wheel, I'm zooming at the arrow, at the mouse pointer. So if I want to zoom in, and I try not to do this too much, at least initially, because it's not real apparent what I'm doing. But wherever you point, if you wanted to kind of move back and forth by placing the mouse at different places in the work area, you can have it pan, zoom, and do a lot of weird things. The right click is going to be your in context menu. I do like a lot of the in context. I will mention real quick the S key because I use the S key and occasionally I slip, and I've gotten a lot of feedback from students of pick one and let us know about all of these other things later, right? So if you see that one pop up, that is the S on the keyboard, and that will also give us access to some of those commands. The middle mouse wheel, click, hold down, and drag puts you into rotate. And control middle mouse wheel goes to pan, and alt middle mouse wheel rotates about the view. All right, you don't have to remember all of these just yet. We are just getting started. These are the quick mention. I'm going to go back to thought that was an isometric, maybe not. Let's go back and pick up the isometric view. So I can do the pull down. In that same vein, if I press the space bar, I get the selection cube and all of the views. All right, and then the ones to remember, the first hotkeys that we'll introduce are Control 1, front, Control 2, back, Control 3, left, Control 4, right, Control 5, top, Control 6, bottom, Control 7, isometric, and if you have something selected, Control 8 will take you normal 2. All right, so those are our Control 1 through 8. And because the front plane was selected, that's the same thing as picking control 1. All right, so again, building into this, building on, creating the foundation. I want to see a lot of these little details, and so I think the next one is we'll go ahead and create a part template in the next video.